With every day, and from both sides of my intelligence, the moral and the intellectual, I thus drew steadily nearer to that truth, that man is not truly one, but truly two. I say two, because the state of my own knowledge does not pass beyond that point. It was on the moral side, and in my own person, that I learned to recognize the thorough and primitive duality of man.
Swamptrash started about 2 years ago, and we tried to play pubs as ourselves, playing the sort of music that we do. And every time we did, we would be told that we had to get a tape or book or phone. And we didn't want to do that. We wanted the money instantly, and we wanted to pass the hat. So we dreamt up the idea of coming from Oskaloosa, Promise City, Missouri, and the fact that we were all brothers. So I'd go into the pubs and say, hi, my name's Billy Joel, and this is my brother Cal, Luke, Dexter, Elmore, James, my brother Mo, and all this, and we want to play a few tunes for you, and maybe just, pass the hat round. And they would all be really thrilled and bowled over by this, that we were actually American, for once counted for something quite big. And so because it worked so well and it was a good form of amusement, if you took me seriously after 3 songs, after I was telling stories about how Daddy had his leg bitten off by a gator and how Mama had got sort of sunk in the swamp, then that Dexter had seen something in the woodshed and that's why he didn't talk anymore. It was just a fantasy inside my head, a sort of schizophrenia of being this person. And in fact, when I spoke about Billy Joel, I actually believed it quite hardly. And I do believe that they were like my brothers too. Play a gig on a Friday night with Swamptrash, and then the same Friday night I have to do a cartoon for Scotland on Sunday. And so I finished the gig at 2:30 in the morning, and you come off and you're all sweaty and wet, have a shower, and then start work, and finish about 9:30, 10 o'clock in the morning. My role is one of the things that this country is famous for, is having a great tradition of caricaturists and a great tradition of cartoonists. And since the 17th century, we have sent up our monarchs and sent up our royalty and our politicians. And it's the last freedom, if you like. A writer can't do that. A writer can't write in a newspaper and say, she's fat and bloated and she's a bitch, but I can do that with a pen stroke, and get away with it. It's a weapon that I have, And one of the weapons that we have as less and less power is available to us and is being moved away from us. And as we have a tyrant in charge of this country now, then it is my pinprick in her backside, if you like. I was very glad to be asked to do the centenary edition of Robert Louis Stevenson's Jekyll and Hyde. And for me, it was nice to be drawing a book that came from a period of time which I really like. And also, I like the duality and I like the schizophrenia of it because it meant that I could exercise certain demons from myself. When I drew the best picture, I was out of my head. I was completely drunk, and the reason was that I was having a lot of difficulty with that particular drawing, which was of metamorphosis, and so I got plastered. I tried to illustrate it in a new way and also retain some of that darkness, which was around in like late Victorian times. I love Edinburgh. I've lived here for 10 years now, and I've tried to escape a few times, but I always come back, and I'm sort of chained, if you like, but I'm a willing prisoner. The reason I love it is because it retains some sense of the past. I love all its closes and the alleyways, and I love it from Leith to the New Town. I would like to have been around in the 19th century, and I was around in the 19th century. I believe strongly that I was. For me as an illustrator, it would have been a lot better. There was more work for illustrators. There was a lot more decorative and illustrative art in newspapers. The quality of life, I believe, was better. I would just have preferred it